Okay, so I want to start this conversation by first thanking Ms. Linda C. Clemens, LC Clemens, as I learned, for just hosting a wonderful event this weekend in Indianapolis. I went out to Indianapolis and where Linda hosted her sisterpreneur event. That was just phenomenal, and all my sisterpreneurs in the room. Oh my gosh, it was just so much fun to meet each and every one of you. And it was a dynamic event. We had tabletop discussions and people shared, and it was all these women entrepreneurs, Black women entrepreneurs in the room. And every time I go to an event, I know I'm gonna meet someone or have a conversation that's going to touch me or change something for me. So one of the conversations I had was on the topic of influence. And how our influence really just kind of affects our mindset. And it had me begin to ask myself, who am I truly spending my time with? Who am I truly spending my time with? And really begin to question whether I was spending my time with in spaces that will allow me to grow. And so as I began to look at it, I began to realize that in many ways I have coaches that are helping me grow, and they're pouring into me and they're stretching me. So that's also happening. But what I didn't take into consideration was the impact of other people that I spend time with. And they say that you want to guard your mind, you want to guard your energy, because there's all the things that go in, they come out in certain ways. And it reminded me that when I first started on my entrepreneurial journey, when I was in my car, I think the only thing I listened to was CDs, and I spent an hour to work, an hour from work, and it was all personal development CDs. I read when I had spare time. I turned off cable, and I didn't watch any TV, and I still really don't. And I surrounded myself with a group of people that were all in the same conversation, moving in the same direction. But one of the really interesting things was I was the newbie in the group. I was the person coming to this conversation called entrepreneurship and network marketing. I was the youngest in the group, so the conversations were up here. And I was climbing to really just keep up and learn. And so one of the questions I had to ask myself as I was having this conversation about influence was, am I still in that environment to the extent that I'm required to be to get what I believe I deserve? And really beginning to realize that in some ways I was, but in many ways I wasn't. So I spent my flight home actually kind of thinking of, how do I expand my network? And when I mean my network, who I'm spending time with on the regular, so that I spend more time with people who stretch me, that I spend my time with people who I'm climbing to catch up to them, that I'm spending more time with people who I'm in the learn, and the distance between me and where they are is significant, that they're really stretching me. And so it was an interesting thought. And so I'm really kind of looking at, how do I create that environment for myself? Now, some people look at me and say, well, you're stretched already, the people who know me. And yes, I am, but I'm not stretched to the capacity that will get me what I want and what I believe I deserve. So I've got to stretch again. So it was a beautiful conversation, and it was just it was actually a presentation that I had the privilege of listening into, and it left me kind of thinking, So Colin, thank you for the gift of that conversation. You've challenged me, gave me a proverbial kick in the butt, and I am grateful. And so every now and then you get to look at something from a different perspective. And so this whole concept of influence kind of had me go, So I wanted to share that with everybody. I'm really thinking of not just my mentors and my mentees, but my day-to-day activity, the TV, which I don't actually have cable, but what am I doing with all the time in my day, and what are the influences that are having an impact on who I'm in the process of becoming? So I'm going to ask you, what are you doing with the moments of your day? Who are the influences that are having an impact? on who you're in the process of becoming. And it could be the person you spend your everyday with, your best friend. Are they stretching you? Or are they keeping you just where you are? To, you know, what you listen to in your car. It's everything. And when I began to look at it from that perspective, it's everything, I became challenged. And when I'm challenged, I believe it's time to shift. So it's time to shift. Is it time for you to shift? I don't know, but I'm asking. Let me know. Talk to you soon.